It was a rainy Tuesday afternoon when Ethan Carter, one of the wealthiest real estate developers in the city, sat in the corner booth of a small, worn-out diner with his 7-year-old son, Noah. Ethan wasn't here for the food. He was here because Noah liked the big glass window where he could watch the rain slide down in streaks, tracing invisible paths. Noah was a beautiful boy with big brown eyes that carried both wonder and silence. Born with a rare speech delay, he had never spoken a single word. For years, Ethan had poured his fortune into doctors, therapists, and the best specialists money could buy. But every appointment ended with the same disappointing phrases: "He needs more time," or "There's no guarantee." Ethan loved his son fiercely, but the silence was a constant ache. As a single father, every moment felt like he was failing to give his son a voice, failing to be enough. That afternoon, the diner was nearly empty, except for the faint hum of the coffee machine and the shuffle of a young waitress moving between tables. She was in her mid-20s, with chestnut hair tied in a loose braid, and a smile that seemed to warm even the cold rain outside. Her name tag read, Lily. When she approached their table, Ethan expected the usual polite small talk, but she bent down to Noah's level instead. "Hi, buddy," she said softly, her voice as gentle as the patter of rain. "Can I show you something?" Noah's eyes flickered with curiosity. He didn't respond, but Lily reached into her apron pocket and pulled out a small laminated card. It had a picture of a glass of water on it. She tapped the picture, then said slowly, "Water." Ethan's brow furrowed. He'd seen therapists use cards like that before, but it had been months since anyone had gotten Noah to engage with them. To his surprise, Noah reached out, his small fingers brushing the card. He looked up at Lily, as if searching her face for permission. "That's right," she said, smiling wide. "Water." And then, just barely, like a whisper carried on air, Noah's lips formed a sound. "Wah." His voice cracked, and Ethan froze. Lily's eyes lit up. "Yes, water." Ethan's throat tightened. It wasn't a full word, but it was more than he'd heard in years. Over the next 10 minutes, Lily patiently sat beside Noah, showing him cards with pictures: apple, ball, mama, son, her voice never once losing its warmth. "And Noah," he tried. Stumbling, struggling, but trying. Ethan watched, his coffee growing cold, as something inside him shifted. This wasn't a trained speech therapist. She wasn't being paid by the hour. She was a waitress in a fading diner, but she had unlocked something that no one else could. When they left, Ethan left a generous tip, but more than that, he left with his mind racing. The next day, Ethan came back. And the day after that. At first, Lily thought it was just coincidence, but soon she realized he was coming for Noah. Each afternoon, she would bring out her set of homemade picture cards, teaching Noah in little steps, celebrating each sound like it was a medal of honor. One day, Ethan couldn't hold back his curiosity. "How do you know how to do this?" he asked, leaning against the counter while Noah played with a small puzzle nearby. Lily hesitated, her eyes dropping to her hands. "My little brother, he was nonverbal too. We couldn't afford specialists, so I learned from books, from online videos, anything I could find. I made him these cards myself. It took years, but one day, he spoke my name." Ethan swallowed hard. "And your brother?" Her smile faltered. "He passed away 3 years ago. But I guess I just can't stop helping kids like him. Feels like keeping a part of him alive." Ethan didn't know what to say. All he could think was how, in all his wealth, he had been searching in the wrong places. Weeks turned into months. Noah began saying short words: dad, ball, rain. Each one was a miracle. Ethan started to notice changes in himself too. He wasn't just the man chasing deadlines and property deals, he was a father rediscovering joy. One evening, after closing time, Ethan stayed back as Lily wiped down the tables. "Lily," he began, "you've done more for Noah than anyone else ever has. I want to help you the way you've helped us." She laughed softly. "I don't need anything, Ethan. This isn't about money." But Ethan shook his head. "It's not charity. It's a partnership." A month later, the doors opened to the Noah Foundation, a nonprofit dedicated to providing free speech therapy and communication tools to children with speech delays, regardless of their family's income. Lily was the director, her picture card method refined and multiplied for hundreds of children. The opening ceremony was simple, but powerful. Noah stood beside Ethan, holding a small microphone. His hands trembled, and for a moment Ethan thought he wouldn't speak, but then, in a clear, small voice, he said, "Thank you, Lily." The room erupted in applause, but Ethan just looked at Lily. Her eyes were glassy with tears. She didn't need thanks. She'd already received it the first time Noah had tried to say water. Message. Sometimes the greatest change doesn't come from wealth, but from compassion. One person's kindness can give a voice to the voiceless, and a second chance to those who thought hope had run out. 6 months had passed since the grand opening of the Noah Foundation. What began as a small dream had grown into a movement. The little therapy center above the diner had turned into a spacious, sunlit building.